The moon hung low in the ink-black sky, casting eerie shadows across the dense forest. The crackling of the campfire was the only sound that broke the stillness of the night. Jake, an avid adventurer, had set up camp alone deep in the heart of the wilderness. His only companions were the rustling leaves and the distant calls of nocturnal creatures. As the flames danced, casting flickering patterns on the surrounding trees, Jake felt a shiver crawl down his spine. He shook off the uneasy feeling, attributing it to the isolation and the natural sounds of the wilderness. He zipped up his tent, securing himself inside against the chill that seemed to seep through the fabric. As the night wore on, the forest seemed to come alive with an otherworldly energy. Jake lay in his sleeping bag, staring at the tent's ceiling, trying to silence his racing thoughts. A sudden snap of twigs echoed in the darkness, causing him to sit up, his senses on high alert. He strained his ears, attempting to discern whether it was just an animal or something more sinister. The rustling continued, growing louder and closer. Jake's heart pounded in his chest as he fumbled for his flashlight. He aimed the beam into the inky blackness beyond the tent, revealing only swaying branches and the looming shadows of the trees. The forest seemed to hold its breath, waiting. As he sat there, paralyzed by uncertainty, a bone-chilling whisper slithered through the night air. "Jake," it hissed, the voice barely audible above the wind. His breath caught in his throat, and he strained to hear more. The forest fell silent, as if the very trees were holding their breath. Suddenly, the tent shuddered, as if something outside was brushing against it. Jake's eyes widened with terror as he clutched the flashlight, the beam quivering in his trembling hand. The whisper came again, this time louder, more insistent. "Jake, come outside." Fear gripped him like a vice, but curiosity mingled with dread. Against his better judgment, he unzipped the tent and cautiously stepped into the moonlit clearing. The air was thick with an unnatural stillness, and the shadows seemed to converge around him, reaching out like ghostly fingers. A figure emerged from the darkness, its silhouette distorted and elongated. It spoke again, the voice echoing through the trees. "Follow me, Jake. I've been waiting for you." The figure moved away, disappearing into the labyrinth of trees. Fear and curiosity battled within him, but an inexplicable force pulled him forward. The forest seemed to morph and shift around him as he ventured deeper into its depths. Strange whispers filled the air, and unseen eyes watched from the shadows. The figure led him to a clearing bathed in an ethereal glow, where a circle of ghostly figures stood. Each one had a face he recognized, friends, family, long-lost acquaintances, all staring at him with hollow eyes. A realization struck him like a lightning bolt. These were the voices he had heard, the ones that beckoned him into the night. As the ghostly figures closed in, their whispers melded into a haunting chorus. "Join us, Jake. Join us in the eternal night." Fear transformed into a chilling acceptance as the figures enveloped him in a cold embrace. The forest swallowed him whole, leaving only the distant echo of his name in the wind. The campfire flickered and died, leaving behind only darkness and the lingering specter of an adventure gone terribly wrong. The moon hung like a cold, lifeless eye in the sky, casting a pale glow over the now empty clearing. The ghostly figures had vanished, leaving behind an eerie silence that seemed to stretch into infinity. The forest, once teeming with mysterious whispers, now stood hushed as if it held its breath, mourning the lost soul. The remaining embers of the extinguished campfire radiated a feeble warmth. The tent, now deserted, flapped gently in the night breeze. The once inviting wilderness had transformed into an alien landscape, a realm caught between the living and the spectral. In the heart of the clearing where the spectral figures had gathered, a subtle disturbance in the air lingered. It was as if the fabric of reality itself had been torn, leaving behind a residue of the paranormal. The wind carried faint echoes of Jake's name, a haunting reminder of the soul that had succumbed to the mysterious allure of the night. Back in the campsite, the rustle of leaves intensified, and shadows seemed to slink away from the now vacant tent. The remnants of Jake's presence were still tangible, a lingering energy that clung to the fabric of the wilderness. The moonlight filtered through the trees, revealing an unnatural stillness that contrasted with the eeriness of the events that had unfolded. As the night wore on, the forest slowly resumed its usual symphony of nocturnal sounds. Yet, those who ventured into the wilderness would occasionally report hearing whispers carried by the wind, as if the spirits of the forest were still mourning the lost wanderer who had become one with the shadows. Weeks passed, and the tale of Jake's disappearance became a haunting legend among those who dared to camp near that fateful clearing. Some spoke of a mysterious force that lurked in the heart of the forest, while others dismissed it as mere superstition. Nevertheless, a sense of unease settled over the area, and the once popular camping spot fell into desuso. As for Jacob, his existence became unnatural, a faint memory that shed into the fabric of the haunted woods. The ghostly figures that had beckoned him into the eternal night continued their spectral vigil, appearing only to those with a keen sensitivity to the supernatural. They lingered on the outskirts of reality, whispering names into the wind, waiting for the next lost soul to succumb to the haunting call of the wilderness. And so, the clearing remained, a testament to the enigmatic and chilling mysteries that the night could conceal. The moon continued to cast its indifferent gaze over the forest, and the shadows danced, telling tales of those who had ventured into the darkness and never returned. The legend of Jake became a cautionary tale, a chilling reminder that not all who wander alone at night in the heart of the wilderness will find their way back to the realm of the living.